Growing up in Liverpool, tell us all about it then. Whereabouts in Liverpool?
From Walton, just basically Everton's footy ground,
Right.
and just 2 minutes from Liverpool's grounds as well. I mean, it was mega. To be honest, to come from Liverpool was mega because you were surrounded by really talented people who managed to get by on nothing and work the socks off to cut it with others. So you couldn't have asked for a better ground and on planet Earth. Really, it was tough. It wasn't easy. It was tough as it was.
You can definitely swear on this podcast, by the way. All right, encouraged it.
I know. I just felt a bit guilty because it was Good Friday. Because I'm a Catholic boy as well. I was a Catholic boy, But
just as the nailing him up, you're worried about swearing, honestly. I think there are much worse things in the world. Chipping human beings to Rwanda, for instance.
I know.
Christ, what the hell is that? Not even Trump went that far, did he?
That's where
Really.
This one of the great things. Sorry to interrupt, Mark, but one of the great things about being a musician is when the world goes tits up, but when it does go, when the world's so completely fucked up as it is now, at least we have our refuge of going to the music space. Because if we didn't have that, well, I dread to think.
I agree completely. I mean, it's been a very tough time for a lot of people that I know. I mean, unfortunately, I lost my brother to COVID, and I couldn't even during that period. This was about over a year ago now, but during that period, I couldn't even go and see him in the hospital. So I never got to say goodbye or anything. And even his funeral was like you could only have 10 people there or whatever it was, and you couldn't have a wake or anything. And I just feel really bad about that. And we got these assholes in power,
Oh, it's shocking. It's shocking. But I mean, it's just really. But fortunately, as well, one of the great things is when you're a music head, you don't see things in black and white. You don't see the world the way in a kind of like a linear way. And so hopefully, you're able to sort of still connect with your brother, but in a deep, beautiful way that's outside of all the bullshit.
Yeah. This is a cheerful one. It for Good Friday.
It's my fault.
Let's start with the heavy stuff. Good Lord, death. We've had death, depression. So far, we're already 5 minutes in.
Well, it's good.
Yeah. It is. I have to say, I've worked with Peter, and we met and we've worked together, and both in the studio and with the BF live shows, and he's one of the nicest people you could imagine. And I get on. I'm proud to include you in my list of friends from Liverpool, actually, because I've always worked creatively with a lot of people from Liverpool and got loads of friends. I've probably got as many friends in Liverpool as I have in Sheffield, to be honest, in the music book. That's seriously. And so it means a lot to me. I mean, I interviewed Pete Wiley's, and he's a friend of yours. And he's a fucking nutcase, that kid. No, he's great.
So fucking clever. He's hilarious. He's so fucking clever. It's great. It's kind of like whenever we meet up, it's like fucking ADHD anonymous. It's just brilliant because we just both get it.
And he supported us on tour.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing joy having him around and his energy, because, I love, it's a bit like, if you're liking it to a football team, you need one of those Gaza types in your life,
Totally. I mean, if I was if I love that, I've forgotten her name, but that beautiful woman who wrote The Royal Family. If I was there and she was still around, and I'm sending you my love. But if I was her, I would put Pete Wiley in the new version of The Royal Family. He would smash it.
He would
It would,
actually.
it would be mega.
Yeah. Or could even get him on Gogglebox, I suppose, at the poor second.
Well, yeah, that'll do. I mean, Gogglebox is such a clever idea. We're watching people watch shit telly. I mean,
Very clever idea, making ordinary people into stars. Yeah, it's interesting. So, did you have any musical training growing up in Liverpool?
no, none whatsoever. I used to basically jam along to Pink Floyd or like Alice Cooper or Sparks. Playing the sideboard or the tennis racket. But no, or the cricket bat. But no, no. And the first time I ever sung was with a lampshade over my head because I was that shy, and so it's
Good luck. Good luck for you.
well, it helped me a great deal. It's quite interesting actually because the song was called, one of the first songs I ever did was called Lamb of God, which is quite funny they would sing on Good Friday. But it was but yeah, it was a good look because it hid me. It is like those animals who've got no what's the word, or babies who've got no when they look in the mirror they think it's another baby.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Theory of mind. So basically, as far as I was concerned, underneath the lampshade, I was hidden. I was not visible, so I could be who I wanted to be.
And so is your musical career like a bit of a lampshade? I mean, are you very shy in your personal life?
Oh yeah, I should never have got involved in music. I like if I had to been, if everything would have been like nice and rosy and calm and normal, I would have been probably a half decent teacher or doctor. But so, for example, whenever I went to my first gig, my first set of gigs, I couldn't eat for 3 days beforehand.
Wow.
Because I'd be just doing a Barry Gibbs, like sort of vomiting
Really?
for days before, and I couldn't eat a thing. I was, it was hell. But having said that, once I was on there, it was transformative for me because it meant all the pain, all the carnage of human existence just went away in this escape bubble. Perfect.
Was there anything in your, growing up or your social interactions that led you down? I've read a bit about your early performances being like a wailing banshee or something, and full of anger and stuff. What caused that, do you think?
What caused it?
Yeah, well, I mean, why did you feel a degree? Did you feel a degree of anger, or was it just the way
no.
formed?
Oh no, it was visceral. Oh yeah. No, I suppose I should be honest. Mark, I'm lucky to be alive, Martin. Basically, I came into this world thinking, shit, I got off at the wrong bus stop, and and so to it's been a very painful, difficult journey, but I've been very, very lucky. I've been looked after, and so I've had very, very dark lows, very, very dark lows. Adolescent. I was very lucky to get through adolescent. Very lucky, because there was a lot of and so yeah, the anger was visceral, but it was more about, even as a kid at the age of 5, I was just obsessed with, like, is there a God? So I was already weird from day one. It was going to be a rough ride, but I've been really looked after. And music, if with, without music, I wouldn't be here today. That's really
But was it anything? I'm just fascinated with this because I've known quite a lot of people who went to Catholic educational establishments, and it's part, to put it bluntly, in some ways. And I'm just wondering if it had anything to do with that.
It's brilliant. This is like an old Polanski sketch, this. Fuck yeah. Without going into detail, but fuck yeah. Having said that though, it has to be said. Let's follow that Polanski thread. I remember I wanted to be a priest, right? I went to hang out with thingies when I was 18. Brothers, forget what flavour. Anyway, in London, and I asked all, and I said basically I want to do it, but what do you do about sex? So I asked about 6 of them separately. What do you do about sex? Because that's the only issue I've got. Like I'm into it. I like it all, but like the sex thing does me head in. So there's no, I need to know what your cheat sheet is for me to get on board. And not one of them gave me a straight answer. Not one of them. And so I sacked it. But sorry, I digressed. But basically, I remember having a kind of like thinking about Jesus and about the religious sort of path, walking through West Derby, and I got beat up because I was so lost in my head. The gang of lads jumped me and kicked the shit out of me, but I was fine. But it's just like it was quite funny though. That quite funny.
Pretty funny, I have to say. It's not high up there on my kind of comedy moments. You're getting beaten with half yeah. But there's something about that Catholic thing is, funnily enough, I interviewed Steve Coogan, who is also comes from a Catholic family and also is interested in the priesthood. And he had certain things to say which were,
well, he's a genius because he understands the feminine side of himself.
Yeah.
And I am 100% convinced that's a large part. I mean, he'll probably tell me to fuck off, but a large part of it is because of his Catholic upbringing. Because when you're Catholic, you see the invisible. It sounds fucking weird. So it's tough. It gives you there's some really great things about being Catholic. There's some real deep shit, but there's some great stuff as well. Because you get a sense of the invisible, and you get a sense of the mystery, and you get a sense of like, hold on, there are other forces at work. Nothing is ever solid. There's nothing's ever solid. It's a pure fucking David Byrne tune all day long.
I can see you as a priest, actually.
I'm being off.
Oh my God! Do you know? I don't know. You will know about this because I'm jumping about the timeline, but there was a cult in Sheffield. Do you know about this? Based around in the 90s, based around there was a scene. I think it was in the same club as Gatecrasher was in, the Physical Space, and it was based on trams, and yeah. So it was like a proper cult though, and they wore the robes and everything, and they did all the shit. And I never really looked into it properly. So if anybody's listening and they want to tell me more about it, I'd like to find out about it. But I just thought, because you were heavily involved in the dance scene, you discovered dance. It kind of rescued you to a certain extent, didn't it? And you thought, tell us about your journey at that point, and then we'll go back to the 80s thing.
Well, like I remixed Telephone, people like that.
Right.
I mean, because I was coming to Sheffield to do gigs, to do gigs, but also to the clubs, and having a ball, to be honest. Because for me, dance music was like, so in the 80s in Liverpool, just carnage and poverty as usual.
Yeah.
Just having said that, it was happy days for me. I was on Thatcher's 40 quid a week with the enterprise allowance. So I was like, looking, who needs a BAFTA when you've got an enterprise allowance? But Anyway, so it was utter carnage.
Get you off to fucking Rwanda if they say that.
Well, I think they'll probably get me there. It's horrible, innit?
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Sorry, yeah, and so and I'd just done an album called "A Slap in the Face for Public Taste," and then 8orgasms, got absolutely nowhere. So I just, I mean, they were difficult albums, fair dues, and so
And that gives it a full title. It was 8orgasms with Shirley MacLaine. What was it?
I'd
I
sacrifice
sacrificed 8orgasms. Yeah, go on. You say it.
sacrifice 8orgasms with Shirley MacLaine just to be there.
Oh. It is one of the great titles, I have to say.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
I don't know what it sounds like. I've never heard it, but I'm sure if it was popularity based on titles, it should win.
Well, it's quite funny because I've had musicians, quite successful musicians, who listened to that album and said to me, "Are you insane?" Because basically, I made a slap in the face. I wanted to call that wank, but I wanted to have the Joshua Tree, cross it out, use the cover of the Joshua Tree, cross it out, and write wank, and put my album inside. But
Nice.
but there were problems with that.
Imagine the word, yes. Go. At one point, we wanted to call Luxury Gap Elton John's greatest hits because we thought he might earn more money. Accident. It's a good idea, right? Anyway, sorry. I don't want to give people who go on Spotify any off.
Yeah. This might be banned, actually, this episode.
We're going well, I think so. No, they can't. You can say what you want on a podcast. It's great. So, right, let's go back to the 80s then. And obviously, First Picture of You. I was wandering around. It's a beautiful day today. It's like 22 degrees outside. The sun's out. Everybody's taking the top brod off. They've finally got down to jumpers. And this judge thought, what a fantastic day to be alive. And, every time I listen to that record, I think the same thing. It's just like a spring vibe, isn't it? It feels like optimism and joy and, come on, it's not a coincidence. It was a massive hit, is it? I mean, a beautiful thing.
Well, it did. I only agreed for it to be released so as it wouldn't, because I wasn't ready. But to be honest, I'll never be fucking ready for success. But it's so lovely to hear you say that, Mom, because for me, when I come home from school playing Being Boiled, and it cured me, it healed me,
Being boiled with narcotic. I love it.
Well, yeah, it was really, inspiring, and it changed my world for the best. And that's what's great about me. In the dance days, you were lads going up to the DJ, or girls comes to the DJ, say, "I found this record, will you play it?" So they were inspired. And for me, for us, that's what, I know there's a business and there's a planet Earth.
Yeah.
But for us, it's about being inspired and like living in that moment. We've been so lucky to have.
God, I mean, that particular period of time in the end of the 70s to mid 80s, there will never be another period like that ever.
No,
it was a certain set of circumstances post punk where record labels were signing up things.
Yeah,
I mean, let's just go back to First Picture of You, because when I heard that song, On Top of the Pops, now I'm going, this is like some classic kind of West Coast vibe, in America. It sounds like the Byrds or something.
Yeah.
And I just love that shit. I still love it. And what was going through your mind when you were writing that?
Are you talking about
I mean, musically, vibe-wise.
Well, basically, in terms of the lyrics, I wanted to do a Leonard Cohen vibe. Suzanne takes you down. I wanted that romance, that absolute fucking drenched in beauty vibe.
Yes.
And so when with the Port Studio, when I heard the backing track, the music that Jed and Jerry gave me, you know, I just flew basically, and because people would say to me when I'd go down to record companies, "Oh, you sound like Stephen from Crosby, Still,
Stephen Nash.
Stephen Stills, yeah. You sound like Stephen Stills," and I'm like, "Oh, I hadn't even heard of him." And then you know they were always saying Buffalo Springfield. You sound like
Yes.
Buffalo.
Yeah. That was
Well,
how old are you?
60.
60, right. It doesn't sound like much difference, but I'm 65, 66 next month. Hey, I'll get pension next month. Fantastic. Well, it's all my fucking life, so come on, take it off me. You will do soon, but anyway, it's fantastic. 200 years. That's
Happy days off to you.
I made it. I can't believe it. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that the difference between the 6-year difference is quite a lot for that period of musical time.
Yeah.
Because my references that were my kind of core inspiration were from the kind of early to mid 70s, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I loved all that psychedelic soul stuff, but I also loved Neil Young and a lot of that West Coast kind of mystery stuff. You know, there was actually a compilation album called Bumpers, I think it was called. And it had loads of those, like Blue Cheer and just like all these weird bands that only had like one half hit, you know. And they all had this kind of dreamy, kind of stoned vibe, and I loved it. And anyway, but so when you wrote that song, or when it was a massive hit, was it a hit in lots of different countries?
Yeah, it wasn't a hit in Australia though, unfortunately. It was it was in Sydney, but not in the surrounding areas. But a lot of like Italy, France, you know, and also we had a number one with the It Hurts as well. It Hurts, but It Hurts wasn't a hit in the UK.
Right.
You know,
Did it get released in America? No.
No, because I wasn't ready for America. The Lotus Eaters didn't sign to America.
Right.
We just because I was as you know, man, I was a weird fuck, and so I said I want to sign a record deal, but I don't want anything to do with America because I'm not, you know, I'm in for the long haul,
Right.
and that's another fucking level.
I wish you could see the video of this. It's great. Your expression is like disdain to the max.
Yeah.
You know. But it's funny because I think that record was doing well in America had it been promoted properly.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, again, no, it's just I was, how can I put it? I was so far out there. That was the acceptable face of me.
I see.
And so I couldn't, you know, like there's no way I still would, you know, like I've seen lots of people who've done tours of like 3-year tours of America.
It would have killed you.
Oh yeah.
It would have killed me. You know, we had the opportunity at the start of Pen 17 to tour America, and we were offered $1 million to do. I think it was 10 dates in California.
Wow.
By Coors Beer, and we turned it down because we said, "Look, we were having a ball in with our private lives in London. Our friends, you know, we were making good stuff in the studio. We were doing TV shows and videos that could service every country on the planet. I saw what happened to good friends like you know, Simple Minds. I mean, there's lots of them, you know, who turned from being kind of, if you like, pure creative souls into like a big cog in a giant machine that is just there to do the 2-year creation promo cycle. And I couldn't do that. I didn't want to spend my life on the road. I just didn't want to.
Totally.
I'd have been by the late 80s. Definitely.
Yeah. No, thank God you didn't. No, you're right, because you've got it. I like to think of us as being resilient people, but there's only so much. And if you go into the belly of the beast,
Yes. I mean, look at that poor the drummer of Foo Fighters. I mean, he's probably been he's probably a sensitive soul who had to do that just to survive the pressures. And there are plenty of corrupt doctors in America who would get you anything you wanted. Well, not just America. I mean, everywhere. And that's how you end up in those kind of situations. It's quite, people right. The general public want to live their lives vicariously through the perceived edgy lifestyles of the people that they adore. And they love the music, but they also love this kind of, but for the grace of God, I could be a rock star or whatever. And these people are held up as kind of avatars for their loss of freedom. But the price that a lot of those people pay is high, I think.
totally, with their lives.
Is their lives.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, oh, fucking rock stars, they chose it. Well, after a while, you become so engrossed in the whole thing, I'm pretty sure. I've seen it happen to people anyway.
Well, and also the things as well is because, again, you're not really allowed to be sensitive. But like, for example, I don't need to take acid. Every day I'm on acid because when I went to LA, when I went to Hollywood, and like I'm surrounded by all these these like nails, like and bejazzles, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, it's just like, get me out of here. I've got to go and watch a Peter Sellers film.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't like LA at all. No. Okay, anyway, let's move on to something more cheerful. I'm just looking through your list of influences from your website, actually. I was just reading a long article, which you wrote in one long paragraph, which was quite hard to read, I have to say. May I recommend that you break it up a bit? Peter Gabriel. Right, Peter Gabriel. Wow. Should I tell you who I interviewed yesterday? Peter Gabriel's keyboard player, Larry Fast. Oh my God. And he was responsible for loads of stuff and toured them for a decade, but also he did all keyboard parts on Peter Gabriel 3. No Self-Control and Games Without Frontiers. And I'm going, my God, total respect, and he's got a separate career doing his own stuff with this band called Synergy, which is his band. But, it's a rare thing that people can apply their skill to other people's ideas and do it and maintain an artistic integrity. I've got maximum respect for that stuff. Anyway, thought I'd mention it because he's a large part of what made the Peter Gabriel sound at that point.
totally.
Yeah. So tell me how you feel about Peter Gabriel.
I'll sound like a twat, but I don't care. In 1979, he played in the Liverpool Empire with Robert on the side, hiding, bless him, behind a curtain.
Robert who?
Robert Fripp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. He's such a sweetheart, I mean. Oh,
he's gorgeous, an angel. So Peter Gay was just about to start singing, and I shouted out from the audience, "I love you," and that lovely man said, "And I love you too." And I can't tell you how much that meant to me. It just meant the fucking world, because he was, I'll still, like, I'll hear Supper's Ready now and it'll still make me cry. Lamb Ice Down,
brilliant.
back in New York City.
Just brilliant. I listened to that again recently, and that it's just like people don't understand how futuristic that sounded at the time it came out. It was completely out there. Now they look back and they go, "Oh, it's just bloody prog rock," not at all. I grew up with all those early Genesis albums. I think they were genius. Even the very earliest ones, Foxtrot, Trespass, Nursery Crime, amazing.
Yeah.
Selling England by the pound. Oh my God.
But you see, Peter Gabriel gave me a space to be emotional. Again, you can't talk about this because we're talking about prog. Peter Hamill in Still With Us. Oh, I mean, that album is probably one of the most emotional tracks that's ever been fucking.
What's that? Which one?
The Lighthouse.
Oh yeah. Plague of Lighthouse Keepers. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? And the VCS3 stuff and oh my God. But I tell you, there's that one, The Killer Lives Inside Me. Oh my God, he can write some beautiful melodies.
But also, so, I mean, I can't, right. That emotional intensity within the voice, as soon as you hear it, Peter Gabriel's got it, Peter Hamill's got it, Bjork's got it.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear the voice, it just like they're there, and like so. For example, when you hear Intruder,
yeah, oh, incredible.
It's just so inspired. It changes you forever. Because you
can't unlisten to it, can you? Any of those things. It's like listening to a road for the first time or something like that.
Yeah. You can't be uninspired. You're inspired, and it changes the DNA of your very core.
I think Peter Hamill is the most underrated of all those artists from that period. I think both myself and Phil Oakey both were incredible Van de Graaff Generator fans. We had everything, even bootlegs, everything. We used to go and see them. That song, Still Life. Did you know that? Oh my God, that's profound, isn't it? I remember in my teenage mind going, yeah, I never really thought about immortality before.
Yeah.
And why it's good to be mortal and why therefore you should really appreciate being alive. I mean, that's a song that taught me that.
Totally.
That changed my life. One song.
Yeah, exactly. Because it connects. He has a way of emotionally connecting with you that so few people have ever achieved.
Absolutely. It's by Scott Walker, isn't it? It's so similar.
I mean, again,
what an album.
But that way of basically admitting how hurt they are.
Yes.
How close to the edge of not coming back, and yet they do it because the struggle that like Scott Walker talks about is just immense, and for him to make those albums that he made at the end takes such guts.
Yeah,
people don't understand. Tilt is off the fucking scale.
Yeah. Go and listen to it, definitely. And likewise, Black Star, Bo's Black Star. I can't listen to it though, actually. It's too painful.
But it's so beautiful. When he writes in that video on Lazarus, again, it's just because he's speaking to artists when he's doing that. Because when you and I are coming to that moment, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be writing on our little notes on our desk in case we're around for another week to maybe put another tune down before it ends.
Yeah.
And that man has done such a service to musicians like all over. What a beautiful, beautiful never met him, but what a man.
Oh, he was a beautiful guy. There's no doubt. So let's talk about you and Jem. What's the state of play?
I've not. I feel awful, but I've not spoken to him for 4 years.
Oh,
Sorry, I know that's awful, but
well, what is there a reason for that, or is it just
well,
in and out of phase?
well, basically, in fact, when we did the BEF thing, we did an interview, and he said to journalists in that summer, he said, "Oh, we're gonna," because we recorded an album in 2009 that we hadn't released, and this was about 2016 or whatever it was, and he said, "Yeah, we're going to release that album." There was also an acoustic album that we hadn't released, and we're going to do No Sense of Sin, basically as a little package. Because I was very keen that the studio album that we'd recorded was released, so it was out there, because I was proud of it.
Having things in the back in a cupboard somewhere.
But I'd been in hospital twice during that album with double pneumonia.
Oh shit!
And like I was asking my maker, please, if I've got to go, fine, but let me get that Lotus album finished. It's important to me. I want to get that album finished. And so it was important to me that it got out. It was not. I'm not interested about. I had to give it away free. I just wanted it out. And so Jim said it was the three of them, or 4 or 5 albums. I forget how many we'd done then. Were going to come out as a package. And then come to December, I got a phone call on a Saturday from some human being saying, "I'm from the record label, and I just thought I'd let you know, No Sense of Sin is coming out on Monday." And I'm like, "Sorry, who are you and what?" and and that was it. That was it. I can't. I don't give a flying fuck about most things, but like, I was quite happy to be two old lads on stage playing music together, the music that we made, the blah blah blah. I was quite happy to sort of be genuine and sort of real, but on our terms. Doing it in the right way, in an artistic, aesthetic way, the way we always have. But I'd already forgiven him twice, and I wasn't in earlier days for things.
There was people fall in and out all the time in bands, in particular. I'm just listening to Stephen Wilson. I don't know if you know. Yeah,
love that album.
It's that latest album's amazing, and he's just put out. I'm bringing out my autobiography in the autumn, on the same publishers as he's on, and so I'm listening to it, and the opening chapters are all about how he's just played like Royal Albert Hall and sold it out 2 nights in a row with his band, and they're saying, but backstage they weren't talking to each other. And it's like, I'm going, that's not what music's about.
No.
I mean, honest to God, if that's what, it's the same. There's a new King Crimson documentary coming out.
Right.
And I've seen a trailer for it, and it's fucking amazing. Everybody's slagging everybody else off. But it's the same thing. It's like a group has group dynamics. It's difficult when there's 2 people and you don't get on, I admit. But, you don't know. You guys have done so much stuff together, and clearly, the stuff that you've done has been excellent. And I just think it's sad if you're not getting on. Life's too short.
I agree. It's wasteful. It's foolish and stupid. But it's that's one of the things I liked about you and Glenn. You've got a lovely vibe together. And
we don't agree on everything, but we'd rather be together than apart, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're a lovely team. You're a lovely, lovely team.
Right.
And Yeah, it's always something I like to. It was nice to see that because I agree with you. Life is short.
Very short. It's much shorter than we realize.
Yeah.
Fractal. Tell me about Fractal.
Well, basically, because I don't even know what I'm doing, I thought I better put a moniker, a name over it, Peter Coyle Fractal. So as I, because so is it, because I don't want to stay in one little space. I like Funkadelic. I like Parliament. I want to just lose it, and mess up. I like mistakes. I want someone to say, that's awful. Because when people said to me about, like, are you certifiably insane, when they heard the Eight Orgasms album, I thought, great, I'm on the right track. I want to go for a drink with Mark Smith. I know he's dead, but I you know I like I like to sort of y- I like to follow my own path.
I think that's safe to say. That's not a terrible way of analyzing it. Let's just touch on politics. I mean, I think we come from the same place politically, and I refuse to be personally categorized as a lefty or because I think that's a pejorative term. I think every other fucker's to the right of me, and I'm normal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I agree. You see,
Compassionate and humanist, and if other people don't like that, then they have to. When they're laying on their deathbed, they have to justify it to themselves.
well, yeah, because see, right, what we, yeah, you're a human being first. You're a human being who uses political, no, not uses, who works with political ideas to enhance kindness, enhance your way of seeing those that are invisible, those that are not seen, and those that have no voice.
That's right. That's right.
And that is basic humanism. But it's just, unfortunately, we're in a people weaponize everything, and it's just so ugly, because it's all, we need to work together. We need to be integrated, and just find ways of finding common ground, finding places where we meet. And we need to, all these old ideas of left and right need to be sacked immediately. They've gone. They've gone. And we just need to, everyone just needs to stop lying and just talk. Just say the truth, even if it's ugly, even if the truth's ugly. Just say what you feel, and say it, but be respectful, and try and make the world move forward. Because if we don't do that, we're gonna really struggle.
I think so. I think the problem we have is all derives from the Thatcher period, to be honest. I think this is the final, may not be final, but this is the resonant outcome of that seismic shift in the Thatcher period. We are now generationally paying for that.
Yeah.
And obviously Boris Johnson is a fucking insane clown, but so are all the front bench. But Priti Patel is the really evil person, I think, in that lot. I mean, she's profoundly evil. And the rest of them are just like fucking,
Well,
market traders, aren't they?
well, not even that. If market traders would be more honest, because at least they know what they're doing. But in a way, though, I could be I probably am insane. For me, I think we're coming towards the end of a cycle, and I think we need to just see where we're at and just think, you know what, we fucked up so much. Let's just start trying new stuff now, because we can't fuck up anymore. So hopefully it will give the brave innovators to the push to just say, right, okay. Because that's why I love Andy Warhol. He said, he came along, he said, fucking hell, the art that's around at the minute is fucking terrible. I want to make it worse. and that's a brilliant attitude, because I think we should be saying that the politics at the moment now is fucking terrible. I want to make it worse. And and I think that's the way forward, because we need to just sort of start again,
Yeah.
start
I
peacefully.
think a good way to start again in this country, I think, would be to bring in proportional representation, because that means that people will genuinely have a voice, even if it kind of fragments the political spectrum. We can't go on with this ridiculous idea of having any government ruling only voted for by 30% of the people who voted. So we can't be doing it anymore. Or 30% of the population who can vote. So anyway, let's move off that. So I already get kicking online for all this left-west. So my natural bullshiness means I just double down on it all the time. So yeah. What else do I want to talk about? So I love this quote from what you said in the endless paragraph on your website. It said, "I made some mega wrong life choices." I love that. Mega wrong. Can you give me an example of a mega wrong life choice?
Fucking hell, it's just too many. I'm drowning in the fuckers. But what I think what's important is, it's important to actually admit these things,
Yeah.
because when you're a musician, right, for example, like the first mega wrong thing I did was move my studio into my bedroom. Fuck that. So fucked up, it's unreal, because like I'm a workaholic. So that's like saying to an alcoholic, I'm gonna live in the bar. It's just not gonna end well. Fucking, I'm like, you remember that Tortured Artists, that brilliant program, Spaced, and he beat a lot. That was fucking me. So, because I had, but it's important that musicians and artists, and a lot of us are all damaged, and it's important that we admit that, acknowledge it, and actually use that as the platform to sort of get healed, because that's one of the reasons why we're in the music space, but also to help others who haven't got that space to deal with it or to talk about it. It's all subliminal, and so when they like, when I was doing the dance clubs, right?
Yeah.
I was backstage. I was fucked. We were doing our G Love. I was absolutely burnt out, wrecked as usual. And some lads start talking to some lads, and he's a nice lad. And he just said to me, "Yeah, I'm out tonight because I'm just so upset because me wife committed suicide yesterday." And I'm like, "What?" And it, it, it just touched me, like how it's just, when you're at the rock face of these things and people are struggling so much. Like now, the mental health is going through the roof with
Oh,
people,
absolutely.
and no one's talking about it. No, and we've got to just all say it's all okay. We're all struggling. It's good that we acknowledge it, and that we start talking about it. We're all one or two steps away from being homeless.
Right, absolutely. You remember last year when we were doing the first kind of Let's Rocks or whatever it was, Rewind, can't remember what it was. And there was one particular gig, can't remember which one it was, where we'd not seen each other, me and you, but also loads of other people, for 2 years, essentially. And everybody had got this look on their face like they'd just been to Vietnam. It's like everybody's smiling, but you could see the look of desperation and fear in their eyes.
Yeah.
And then you made an effort to go out front and say hello to, because there's always people hanging around the side in there, and it's the same sort of people. It's not necessarily the same people, and just to say hello to a few people, and everybody in the audience was so grateful.
Yeah.
Just to be amongst people, but to also be hearing music again. And so, we always have that huddle before we go on stage. And we did it with BF. We also did it with Hem 17 every time. and I give a little speech, and it's like, I said, look, for this particular gig, I said, look, every single person in that audience has had an immensely, a profoundly disturbing experience for the last 2 years. Most of them will be in a state of distress and mental illness.
Yeah.
It may not be for this moment in time when they're here, but when they go back home, they're still going to deal with it. And their family and their friends, and people have died, and if they don't, everybody knows somebody who got really ill with it anyway. And I'm saying, look, for the first time ever since we started performing in the mid-80s, I said, it's not about us like a football team going onto the pitch going, right, we're going to make it a really good gig this time. We're going to really say, genuinely, for the first time, I said, we are going to do it for them. This is for all those, and think of them as individuals in the audience. And, this is literally going outside ourselves for the first time. It took us 25 years to figure that out.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's important because it's beautiful because you're at their service. I love that.
Yeah.
You're at their service. I love that, and they warrant to be. They warrant it. For me, I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love it because it's respecting people, and it's lifting them up to where they belong, really.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because when you are brilliant live.
And you,
when those tunes, we just all saw it. Everything just fucking soars. It just raises everyone's spirit and brings us all together. And it's a beautiful, and it's so fucking good. And you don't forget it. Because I'm old, and I'm supposed, I should be like not feeling these things, but I'm outside watching you, and I'm in it, I'm on it, and I'm loving it. And I love that because it's like I'm 18 again, and I'm just, it's just, it's there, it's inspiring, and it's the food. Without that,
I know. I feel the same way about your stuff, and also like All Together Now with the Farm. When we performed that, we were lucky enough to do it with Peter Hooton with the beer thing as well, and that's like looking at the audience just mesmerized.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how certain thing? It's not just the memories it brings back. There's just something about certain musical arrangements, certain tunes, and you can't it's hard to replicate that shit.
Well, but also it's beautiful the way Peter carries it, because there's a really beautiful introvert sort of. I love the way he presents. I just love the way he carries himself on stage. It's beautiful the way he does it. It's really sincere, and it's touching. It's authentic, and I love that because he's close. It's intimate and close, and I love that.
And that is that kind of intimacy with 20,000 people at a time. It's no use. It's not easy, that shit.
No,
You can do it using various stagecraft tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
To actually be able to communicate, and they feel like for a short period of time you're in each other's confidence. It's a beautiful thing, I think. Yeah. Well, this has been incredible. Thanks, Peter. We're going to have some stupid questions now. You know this, Steve. Let me. And what's your favourite film?
Anything with Jack Nicholson in. But
right.
I really love. I don't know if I'm. I really love Carnage by Roman Polanski.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. Is it good? What's it about?
Fucking genius. Just four people in a room. Jodie Foster, that other great girl from Titanic, whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, I know.
A brilliant American actor who's died, and some other American. But it's just 4 people. So their 2 sons have had a fight in the schoolyard. And so it starts off as all, it's pure Polanski. It starts off as all, let's be all like the veneer of civilization and nicety.
Yeah.
Starts off and then it just all just collapses into carnage. Oh, we're on, just gets blitzed and vomits. It's just genius.
What year was that from? Do you know?
I think it's about 2000, 2001.
I've got to watch that. I love.
Oh, yeah. You know,
I know he's a dirty bastard, but he's a great.
well, he's a genius. I mean, you know, so like, and anything with Jack Nicholson and
Yeah. Okay. Favorite TV show, past, present, box set, series.
it's got to be Fawlty Towers, hasn't it?
You're the second one in 2 days who said that. Larry Fast said the same thing. Isn't that amazing?
Did he? Yeah, oh, cool.
Favorite book.
There's so many that changed my life, but probably Journey to the End of the Night, Louis Ferdinand Celine, or like I'm reading a thingy now on Coco Chanel, a biography. Oh, no, a biography. Sleeping with the Enemy. Fucking hell, that woman.
Good.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, if you just think well, what a life, what a difficult life, and what a problematic life. But if you think about a woman being at the top of the game, beating the men, knocking them for 6, left, right, and centre, but still struggling. Oh, honestly, but yeah, probably Journey to the End of the Night by Louis Ferdinand Celine. Genius. He should have got the Nobel Prize for literature then.
Right.
He was
Love it.
problematic though.
Favorite other musical artist or composer?
Can I say you?
Who's gonna go?
No, but seriously, you are up there. And obviously,
I don't know. I am definitely not worthy.
you are.
Play some fruit, better.
Honestly, with Bean Boyle, Fascist Groove thing. But I mean, Robert Fripp to me, Peter Gabriel, Peter Hamill. It's just it's too difficult. And David Bowie, for me, Black Star.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, visual artist or conceptual artist?
Well, and I've got you to thank for this. I mean, this is another reason why you're a major inspiration, because you gave me that book, and I must thank you for that. You gave me Picasso's book that has changed my life, because it's because it's your fault that I put my images up on Instagram every day, because that book about it was Picasso's poetry, because we get that.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's like, hell yeah.
Everything that you can imagine is real.
That's it.
That's what because you did the thing for the gallery, National Gallery,
yeah.
And which was amazing.
Your performance was amazing. I didn't get to see it, of course, because I was all over the fucking place.
No, but what you did there was amazing, and really, you haven't been given the credit for what you do in that way, because that is really symbiotic. What you do, it's really powerful, and you should be the minister for fucking culture.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, I just have to tell the podcast listeners what it was, because if they don't, I was invited to curate an event in the evening at the National Portrait Gallery as part of their Picasso portraits exhibition. So I got a load of artists together, including Peter, and asked them to look at different portraits and be inspired by them and create pieces based around it. We had 3D soundscapes, we had performances, which is what Peter was doing. We had string section performances, we had DJs, we had John Shuttleworth reading reading Picasso's poetry on a big screen, which was fucking hilarious. And it was just, there was ballet, there was Royal Ballet dancer there. And the inspiration was when Picasso was in Montmartre in Paris. He was part of an artist commune, and they all kind of worked together and argued together and dined together and slept with each other's partners. And I thought we can. I'm not suggesting the sleeping together thing was hot, but I think the idea of getting a bunch of artists and chucking them together all on one night, and letting those fireworks all go off and at the same time was such a beautiful idea. Actually, I think I'm going to be doing something similar for Royal Institute of British Architects next year. So if you're interested,
I'd love to, Mark.
then this time it'll be a 4-night event, and inspired by famous buildings in history from around the world and future buildings that have not been built yet.
So how cool is that? Well, architecture is the mother of all arts. But basically, because of that poetry book, of Picasso's poetry book that you gave me, which was, I do treasure it. And I just realized reading his poems, I got him. I saw him doing it, and I saw how he did it, and I thought, look, I'm gonna do exactly that, but with pictures.
Yes.
So now that's how I do my pictures, because I understand it honestly, something clicked when you gave me that book, and honestly, it's
How
man,
put the pictures online
every day.
every day? Brilliant. I'm always telling my students, do good work, but let it go. I mean, be prolific. Don't just toss it off, but I mean, be brave enough to let stuff go, because you're a different person every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm going to make it into my screensaver.
God bless him. No, but it's thanks to you. You're the reason why it happened. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you.
All right, so we'll say Picasso then, shall we? For that reason.
Definitely genius, total genius.
Yeah.
I know he's problematic. Everyone I like's problematic.
What would your alternate career have been if you'd not been a musician? Do you think?
What would my
Alternate career?
Well, now, if I was allowed to, now, I'd probably like to be a neuroscientist. Does that sound weird?
Why not? Why not? That's what when Ian Marsh left the band, he went to study neuroscience.
Wow, cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfulfilled ambition.
I would have liked to have done a world tour, but I never did.
Oh, you would.
But I mean, there's so many unfulfilled. But I'd like to caption that by saying it's all okay. Everything's okay.
I'll do everything, man.
And also, I'm very grateful for my life, because I think success brings with it a huge price.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for being, because of technology has given me freedom.
Great. I love that. Very positive. Song you wish you'd written.
Oh,
That's a tough one, isn't it? You could say favorite song, I suppose.
I think Here Comes the Flood.
Right. Beautiful.
It's Where Are We Now? Because I love the honesty in Where Are We Now.
Right.
I love it, because and when he wrote that, he knew he was going.
There is a song. If somebody asked me this question, because when he recently included this question in the list, if somebody asked me this question, there's a song that I've discovered by Purcell, which I think you'd love. Henry Purcell. It's from 1640 something, called "When I Am Laid in Earth," from Dido and Aeneas, the opera.
All right.
And it's basically, to cut a long story short, the heroine is in love with this kind of general who goes to war and actually just tosses rock because he's more interested in war than her. She's a queen, right? and she decides to take her own life. It's really cheerful way to end this podcast, I have to say. She decides to take her own life, but before that, she sings this song to him in absentia, right? And it's like, when I'm laid in earth, remember me, remember me. And it's like, oh my God.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, you just got to go and listen to it as soon as you get off this audio. It's the most beautiful song ever written, I think.
Well, that's why I love Adagio in strings. It's like, because it's got that same vibe.
Yeah,
It's like it's his last ever tune.
yeah.
And
On that bombshell, certainly know how to end a show. Light entertainment. Actually, there's one more question. What's your favorite synth?
oh, that's a tough one.
Mm.
Because that's like when the Spanish went to the Aztecs and said, look, we've got Jesus. And the Aztecs said, well, we've got all these other loads of gods. We love them all. And it's like, no, you can only like the one. I'm like, but what about all of these? Well, that's so... You see, I love the DX7. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. I love it. But
That's
I also...
might be a difference, you see, between us, isn't it?
Yeah. Because, it's like... I love the Prophets as well, the Prophet 5, actually.
Yeah.
But I love all the soft stuff because it means I can get it really wrong.
Freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, and mess it up big time.
Yeah.
And so and I love the synclavier.
Oh yeah, I used to love that.
I just love it because there's this is really there's a shaker on the synclavier and it's just fucking mega.
The quality of the sounds on the synclavier, it was the first. Oh God, all the nerds will stop. Follow me now. It's either 16-bit or 24-bit. Anyway, it's super high res compared to what was around at the time.
Yeah.
So naturally, what you're saying makes sense because for the first time, I think the Emulator 2, which I bought, came out just after that.
Yeah.
But for the first time, it had really realistic sounding samples.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Fairlight, which was good, but it was like just 8-bit, it was just rubbish.
Yeah, it was a different vibe. The synclavier had a complete. It was complicated. It was mega. And so it's different to the. I forgot what you said, but I used that as well.
The EMU2, yeah.
That was. I love that the character. That had, the cello on that. The characteristic. That's synths have their own personality. I love it.
Definitely. And there's an interesting fact, Peter. I've done nearly 100 of these interviews now, and I think there's only about 5 or 6 that have duplicated a synth. Everybody else has picked a different synth. Isn't that incredible?
Well, yeah.
You would think most people go on Mini Moog or Rolling Jupiter 4 or like whatever. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that, and it just backs up your concept that synths kind of you become kind of symbiotically connected to them and their interface and their capabilities.
Totally, and delays. I mean, you just really, where would we be without delays? And
I'm going to buy. I've been looking into buying 2 or 3 Watkins copycats because I sold all mine in the 80s.
I did, yeah.
And I just fancy doing some Fruipatronics, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Yeah, because they go out of time.
Yeah.
That's what makes them mega.
Absolutely.
And that's why, and I'm not, sorry, I'll shut the fuck up now, but just, that's what, we're heroes, the way Fripp and Eno was mixed together. The reason why that works is because it's wrong. It's wrong, because it's just them trying stuff, not trying to fit in. When Tony Visconti's mixed it, when he shouldn't have done, bless him, but he did mix it. He mixed the 3 things together. That's what makes it magical. And I agree with it. The Fruipatronics thing, I've never ever recovered from the first time I ever heard that.
Yeah, me neither. And no pussyfooting and all that.
Yeah, the sound on sound
Yes.
never ever recovered.
And you can never, I mean, there are, tape simulators and feedback simulators, digital ones. It's never going to sound like a copycat.
Yeah.
Never.
And the first time you hear John Hassel with that huge delay,
Yeah.
it's just like, you're never coming back from that. You're never coming back.
I just remember going to see Cabaret Voltaire in Sheffield in like 75, and it was just the scratchiest, most horrible guitar sound going through a bunch of pedals, and then like about 4 Watkins copycats, and it's like, it's like fucking hell. I could only take about 10 minutes of it, but it was inspirational, and nag and all that.
I loved them. Well, we did a Channel 4 thing with them, and Steve-O, was he their manager?
Not as far as no, maybe. I don't know.
Well, no, was he on?
No, I knew them anyway.
Oh, well, he was on it as well with them, Cabaret Voltaire, but I loved them. They were
great.
perfect boys.
Yeah, they're good mates. Well, Richard's gone now, unfortunately, but yeah, I still keep in touch with all guys. They were our mentors. They inspired us, and I always give us
Quite a lot of us.
give them kudos.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. We could carry on all day, couldn't we? When am I going to see you again in the flesh?
Well, if we make it through this year, hopefully next year.
Right.
Although no, I'm going to do some gigs, some prog gigs in July.
Right. Where are they?
In London and in the Half Moon, is it? Half Moon?
Half Moon, yeah. Can you give us a shout and I'll try and come down, say hello.
I will do. It'd be lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Now and I will do. But but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It'd be nice.
See you too, man.
And
There aren't many of us left.
no, but
Yeah.
Thank
All right, man.
you.
Have a great day. Nice to see you soon. All right, bye.